Hello. Now, today I just want to go over starting a garden bed, vegetable garden, flower garden, whatever it is, but in an area where there's existing grass. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over what I do initially as far as the garden goes, and then I'll grab the camera and then I'll kind of do a bit of a narrative and I'll show you what's going on, alright? Now you can see here, I've dug around like so. Now all I do initially, I use my mattock to begin with, right? Now if you've got a grass like a runner like buffalo or cooch or something like that, you want to make sure that you're going to dig down sufficiently to get rid of the root system, because they can go down for about 50 mil. So you want to make sure you get rid of that, or else the thing's going to keep creeping in all the time. So it's going to be a nightmare. It'll be popping up in your vegetable garden and what have you. So mark out the area first where you want to kind of do it. Now you can just use, a lot of people use spray markers. I prefer to just use sand, or you can use a hose if you've got, like this is curved, so I've just done it by sight, but you can use a hose, an old bit of hose as well, so that you can curve around and move until you get the shape you want. And then you can actually just use a few handfuls of dirt or clay or sand and just run it along, and then you can take the hose away and you've got a line where it's actually going to be dug out. Now the first thing, I've already dug around here. Now I'm going to be going straight along here. Now a mattock, the width of it is about 60 centimetres, so it actually works quite well for straight lines. You can literally just dig straight along like that, just plough through. Alright? And you're lifting up all of those root systems of that grass, that initial grass. Alright? Now, what I do after that, sorry, I'll try and get it so you can see what I'm doing as well. So I've already dug it out, so that's basically going to be the border of what I'm doing. And then I'll just come around the other way, and I just dig down, like so. Alright. What that does, you've already taken out the grass, and then we're basically creating like a little trench, and then all we have to do really is dig out the existing grass from there. So, now sorry about the mattock. If I had the money I'd buy a new mattock handle. It's a bit sad, isn't it? Alright, so that's done. All I do from there, just grab your handy shovel and you can just dig straight underneath from there and just lift it up. Alright. Now I'll grab the camera and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so this is the bit that's going to become a new garden bed, and let me go back. Alright, so you can see I've already started it. That's going to be, the fence line's going to be running right along there, so it's going right up to the fence line, and then we're curving around, and it's eventually going to curve into there. So this is the garden, vegetable garden from scratch, and I'm basically just extending it, so I'm just continuing it on from there. So now you can see where I've just dug it down from there with the flat part of the mattock, and then I've turned it around to like chip away, and that's how I get that edge from there. So you're digging, you can see you're really digging far enough down so you don't have to worry about any of the root systems on the grass. Alright, that's the easiest. A lot of people build over the top of things with, you know, put newspaper down, stuff like that, but I think if the soil's good, your best bet is just to get rid of it straight away and not worry about trying to kill it off. And then that's just that little bit of corner. Now it's a nightmare because we haven't had any rain, so the ground's really dry. So if you can, if you're not in a hurry, wait until it rains and then do a job like this, because it'll sink, the water will seep down at least a good, if you get a good rain, hopefully you're getting a good 50 mil down into the ground. So it's a lot easier. This is dry as a bone, so it's really quite hard. Now what I'm doing with all this, once you've dug it up, all the grass, don't waste it. I'll show you what I'm doing with mine. I'm just using it, and I've got some in here too, and some other matter, and I'm just breaking it down. I'm just covering it over so it doesn't really get a lot of sunlight and rain and what have you, and I'll leave it over winter just so the grass actually dies off. I'm starting a new one here in the old tyres, and then hang on. And then, yeah, that'll all break down, the grass, the seed itself and the runners and everything will just kind of decompose, and it'll just become nice, good organic matter, and then I'll be able to plant in it from there. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to put nasturtiums in those, so we'll see how we go. It's going to have ages. We're only like April now, so second month of autumn, so it's got another month of autumn, then it's got all of winter, so that should be sufficient time for that to die off, so I don't have to worry about it, you know, reoccurring, or else I'll just have a pot and buffalo grass coming out of it. Cool. Alright, so I hope that explains it properly with the garden bed. Basically you're just digging down, use the mattock flat initially, or this is what I do, use the mattock and flat initially, so you're just kind of creating your border line. Once you've marked it out, dig down and then turn it around and then just chip it out. So it's like creating a little moat, and then you can just cut away the grass from there, dig it out, and then turn it all over, and there'll be still a few root systems in that, so just pull those out, and then you go from there. And that's basically what I did with the vegetable garden from scratch garden, and it's come up quite well. The only thing I have to do with that is, because it's on a bit of an angle, I'm actually going to build up one side and get some soil. I might have to buy some soil. I don't know where else I'm going to get it from. I'll build up one side and then I'll level it out, so it's a bit more level, so I'm not having to worry about when it rains and that it's all running away so much. Because the soil's so dry at the moment, it really needs a lot of compost and organic manure introduced into it too, so I really want to kind of bring it up to speed, because it hasn't really had anything in it, and it's just, you know, been had all the nutrients sucked out of it for so long. It really needs something added to it to increase it as a growing medium, so we'll see how we go from there. And the retaining wall, the easiest thing would be, for like to build it up on one side, would be sleepers, but I don't have the money for sleepers, so I've kind of got a little cunning plan going on at the moment, so I'll let you know what's going on with that too. Alright, cool. Any questions, just give me a yell about the garden bed. Like I said, you can always just, a lot of people use newspaper, plastic, even though I'm not a big fan, and things like that to lay it down, then they go over the top of it to kill off the grass underneath. I think your best bet is just to get rid of it straight away in the first place, and you don't have to worry about it then. And then you're not putting ink and plastic and all that kind of stuff into the garden. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon, alright? See ya.